Well, we made it. We made it. We're on our way to Kentucky. See y'all soon. First, I would like to just say thank you to Jeff, his wife Dana, and anyone else who had a hand in getting all of this together and getting us together. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. It was a fantastic trip, the best time I've had in a long time. I can't thank you enough. You all are great people. So big shout out to Jeff. He put in a lot of work to get us together, to have a good time, keep us on track, in a sense kind of babysit us. So thank you so much. Loved meeting everyone. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
We did it. What's up, man? Ready? Doing all right, buddy? What's going on, man? Good to meet you. Hugs all around. Oh, look at this. All right. So he...
Also, wait till the end. It's one of my favorite pictures of the whole trip. So stay for the end to see that picture.
And then as we go on with the week, we'll have less and less. So slide it in and see if you can even slide it on top of that chair. That's what she said.
First meal at La Bodeguita de Mima. I probably butchered that. I know, I get it. But what they do is recreate a traditional Cuban dish of where they, back in the day, used canned meat. So anyway, they cook the meat and put it back in a can to authenticate that.
For a very long number of years, the Cuban restaurant had only, not the Cuban restaurant, Cuba only had access to canned beef coming from Russia. That Russian beef was not good in taste, so what that generation of Cubans did to improve the taste was adding the tomato sauce and the bell peppers, to make it taste better. That's why we do this, just for presentation. It's not Russian meat anymore, okay?
As you can see, it's a really cool spot, unique restaurant. Highly recommend checking it out. But the meal was very good. It was extremely hot. Didn't look like it, but it was. The beef was very, very flavorful, very tender. You just take it, you put it over the rice. Just extremely good. Again, if you're in Louisville, it wasn't far from our B&B, but I highly recommend checking out this spot. Again, very, very unique, just rich culture, so fantastic experience. All right, we're at our first Airbnb stop in Louisville. This was a really cool spot, in the middle of everything. Had actually 2 units, so plenty of space, plenty of bedrooms. But that one particular unit you just saw, this one right here is where we all gathered and ate. This next one is where myself, Kelsey, and Sam stayed. This was the bottle share.
What's up, buddy?
Spot, I guess. So also this is where, right in this area here, is where they did their live on that Wednesday night. So as you can see, we got the wheel right there. We got all the bottles. We also had an awesome card game, which I will insert a picture of right here. I will also show you a clip of an epic reaction Jeff had to the smoke wagon, which we refer to the smoke wagon dill pickle. So you'll see that at the end of this little clip right here of showing you the rest of the apartment. Now, as you can see, there are plenty of bottles, but this was just the start of the bottles to come we had to choose from.
I prefaced it like, I love Smoke Wagon. I've never had a bad one. I can't wait to open this. I'm super looking forward to this bottle. And then I open it, and there's just disappointment on my face.
When the clouds look like that, man, like they're usually above that, so you die in drone, man, that's fun.
Now, as you can see, this is the courtyard where we were staying. Really cool place, some spots to eat, hang out. We are on our way, passing by Angel's Envy, to Michter's, just taking in the sights. At Michter's, we were going to fill our own bottle. Let me add, Sam cooked us an awesome breakfast that really got us going that morning. So thank you, Sam, for cooking breakfast while we were in Louisville. All right, we made it to Michter's. We went early just to see if there was anything special that dropped and to go ahead and check in for our pour your own bottle. Didn't see any kind of special release, and we went back later on, even after we poured our bottle, just to double check, and nothing really showed up.
You gotta love standing in line. We don't know what you're standing in line for.
That's true.
I need my readers.
Now, we had to kill some time before we could go pour our own at Michter's. We ran across this really cool pickleball court just in the middle of Louisville with some really cool graffiti of Muhammad Ali. We had to stop at Blackbeard Coffee. Jeff got to have his coffee, right? I was hoping to get a free one because of the beer, but my beer was the wrong color. And you'll see, I think someone being Sam right there, needing more coffee than any of us. So, but it was a really cool little coffee spot.
We went to Chattanooga back in June. We went
After the coffee, we decided to stop by the Evan Williams little storefront. You know, had a few little things there. Again, nothing special. But had an elevator, go up that, go to the gift shop. And then the third floor has an actual, a bar with some really, really good pours. And you'll see a little bit of that footage as well. So it's worth stopping in, It doesn't take long at all. So it killed a little bit of time while we were waiting on Michter's.
I have yet to taste Melatonin. Are you serious?
Yeah.
And we are back at Michter's for the pour your own bottle. First, they put us at the table with just the empty bottle, box, labels, all that we've got to write. Now, I could have sworn I had someone video me pouring my own bottle. So if any of you are watching this and you have that footage, send it to me. I'd love to have it. So anyway, really cool experience.
Make sure you write me this time.
Yeah, so.
Thank you, sir.
Here for a 12 o'clock order.
Yeah, Jeff?
Yep.
Perfect. Are there still 7 of you?
There's still 7. There's 3 more coming in another.
Okay, perfect.
Now, funny story is we barely made it. We had to Uber there. So the rest had to take another Uber. And as you see, I'm going down the stairs. They're kind of waiting on us. So
That's right.
turns out that Darrell put the directions into Google Maps for Old Forester instead of Old Forester Distillery. So little note there, if you're doing that, add the distillery so you can get the right spot, because there's multiple Old Forester addresses. So anyway, they went to the wrong one. They ended up joining us later. So and we kind of gave Darrell hell the rest of the trip for that.
Blends bourbon from 3 reputable distilleries here in the area, seals it into a glass bottle, writes his name on that label, bing bang boom. Names are on the walls, and then we'll be checking out our fermentation tanks in a couple minutes. So, in you go. Not all at one. Theater, you're not big
Now, the Old Forester tour was one of my favorites there. We had a really good tour guide, and they showed you a lot. So it was really in depth. You got to see a lot, got to learn a lot. It was just a really, really good tour. So I highly suggest taking the Old Forester tour if you visit Louisville.
Because it will inevitably happen, and let's not fool with that today, please. What a nice day it is.
This part of the tour is really cool. Is where they show you how they make their own barrels, the cooperage, and actually how they toast them. And of course, you have different char levels, but they actually demonstrate that here in just a second.
Stages back here.
3, 2, 1.
Now, the purpose of this hallway is all used barrel wood with the char, and so you can feel the texture, and they have it highlighted, their basic notes they have in their bourbon, their whiskey, but you can really feel the texture in the charred wood, and you can actually smell those notes in the wood that the bourbon was in there. It's a really, really cool hallway that I thought was neat that they did.
Warehouse, rack house, rick house, however you please to call it. My house. Yeah, sure. Maybe one day. So this brick house is going to be different. Dust particles or anything inside. Then our bottles are first going to get filled, and then stoppered. This is that big old cap.
A quick stop at Doc Crow's for lunch, another spot I recommend for lunch if you're in the area. We've moved on now to Peerless. Cool little distillery there. We got to taste the mash. It was all really, really good. Also, we tasted the mash at Old Forester as well. But anyway, you can really see this, fermenting. But later on, the owner comes out, which was really, really cool. You'll see footage of that. You really can't understand much or hear him that well because it was loud. And he really didn't speak to the history a whole lot, but really cool that he came out, got to take a picture with him. So really neat little distillery and tour there. So
Example on the wall there behind you. Those little perforated trays are sitting in each window.
Enjoyed it so far. A lot of history, especially with my dad, and a lot of these things doing patents. And right now, the patents not there.
It's the bottle that we
Oh yeah? You know
got a
what it
video
was?
of it. I want to see if I can zoom in on what it was. So this is our on-site brick house. We can hold about 1,500 barrels.
little storefront, Buzzard Roost. Didn't see anything in particular. But if you want to have a pour, we got a decent little decent little selection there. Nice little spot. You just go in there and have yourself a pour while you're walking around.
Come in, check the place out, grab a drink.
All right, so this is the next day. We're headed to Bardstown. But, of course, Jeff had to put it on Wreck-It Ralph. Anyway, I want to take a minute. This is, Jim Beam, obviously. This is where we, meet up with Katie and Ethan Turk for the first time in Kentucky. But the night before, we had another round of Jeff's fantastic chili. So if you've never had it and get a chance to, you're going to love it. Jeff, still need that recipe, by the way. Text that to me. And then also, if you did not watch their live from that Wednesday night there in Kentucky, go back and watch it. We had a good time with that. It was a blast. Me and Sam picked their blind flight that they had to work together to try and figure out. So, but yeah, you'll see here. We're pulling up to meet up with Ethan and Katie Turk. Man, I was so thankful that I was able to meet them before the trip. They came to Arkansas and hung out with Kelsey and I. Can't thank them enough for the gumbo, fantastic gumbo that they made. And cooked breakfast for us once we made it to the second Airbnb. But it was really, really just phenomenal people. And I can't thank, them and Jeff and, again, everyone who made this, the best trip ever. So, but here we are. Again, Jim Beam, cool little spot. Didn't take a tour. Just wanted to check it out, see if anything special dropped. Didn't see too much. There was a special edition Legion. I can't remember the details on it that Jeff picked up. We really enjoyed. My favorite was looking at all the old decanters, as you can see right here. To me, those are just really, really cool. I like old decanters. So, but I'll shut up for now.
She napped the whole way, and she's talking about watching Wreck-It Ralph.
I just would have stayed up if you had record.
Yeah, exactly. As if she couldn't do it on her phone. Let me grab it.
Yeah. Sleep is probably a better choice.
All right, stopped by Four Roses again to see if anything dropped. Didn't take a tour. They had a single barrel of OBSK. We later tried that I liked. I usually only like the OBSO, but this OBSK was pretty good.
Look at this. I love this point of approach here.
Heaven on the Hill. This one was highly anticipated. Here we'll get to sample 4 different single barrels, which you'll see later on which ones those are. Then we'll get to pour our own. But a beautiful, beautiful site here at Heaven Hill.
I thought Jeff was got us lost again, or Darrell put in the wrong address, one of the two.
Tell you what, I checked it about 4 times, Kelsey. Like, I kept looking at the map, like, what is this thing doing?
Oh, really? They removed the option altogether.
Yeah, they gave me like a $50 credit. Oh, by the way, $50.
Damn, it smells good in here.
Yeah, it does.
Now right here we're going to head up to the bar lounge area, and they have this outdoor seating area that's just absolutely beautiful. Would have loved to come back and gotten a pour with the scenery behind us. but also, again, you only have so much time. So, but this is the upstairs lounge area. Again, there's the outdoor part. I actually had some really cool music playing overhead. I wish, you could hear, but apparently YouTube can't tell the difference between music in the background and music that you're playing for a video. I digress. Plenty of seating, some areas in the back. They had some really, really nice bottles for, price range that I'm not willing to pay for. But again, it was cool to see them. They have some of those on display. But again, if you're there, you got to check out Heaven Hill. And this little outdoor seating area that you're about to see is just really, really nice.
Place that does all the cheap parkers. Pay
Oh,
like
the rest of it?
$220 for like 3/4 of it out the door.
That's ridiculous. That's not gonna happen anymore.
No, it will.
Oh, they still.
Yeah, my buddy just got freaking. I was telling him to blend the mash was one over there. Yeah, as long as they have a backup of it, they'll let you buy whatever's left in the bottle.
Go as often as you can, man.
Heading down. Couple minutes.
Go ahead. You go. You're good.
Years old to 28 years old. They were not distillers. They were retailers. They owned stores in small towns around Central.
All right, time to pick our single barrel. We had a choice of Elijah Craig, which was 13-year-old barrel proof. We also had the Larceny single barrel proof, Bernheim barrel proof single barrel, and Select Stock. Most of us chose the Elijah Craig, just better balance, better all the way around. All right, we're on to the bottle fill portion. They want you to rinse it twice. Just make sure you get everything out of there. And then you're going to end up pressing down on essentially an air compressor that is going to help dry that bottle, get all the water out of it before you move on to the pour your own, which is what I'm about to do here.
You gotta push the other one forward first.
This one forward?
Yep.
This one is so classic.
Now you got to get every last drop out of this thing, right? And that's what I'm doing. I'm waiting. Gotta count them drops. Gotta get every last little drop out of there.
Catch a few drops.
My handwriting is fine, thank you.
Now there is a sad note here. 2 of these bottles did not make it home. Once we got back to the Airbnb, Darrell accidentally dropped his, smashed. And Sam, unfortunately, didn't wrap his cork. So on the flight back home, the cork came out and, it just spilled out into his clothes and the luggage and all that. However, his truck did smell good after that.
It's storing for so many people now too, you know what I mean?
They store in you know, they were making
Package, bottle, ship,
ship.
all of it.
Yeah.
They're one stop at this point.
I'll let you guys out and then go check in for us.
We made it to Bardstown, where we're going to have some lunch, do some barrel thieving, little tour. We got to thieve from 3 barrels, one being a bourbon, the other being a whiskey, rye, whatever. 3rd barrel, they didn't tell us what it was. That seemed to be the overall opinion, that the 3rd barrel was the better barrel. And it was also really, really cool. You'll get to see the glasses in a little bit later in the video, but we were able to keep these glasses as well. So really, really nice spot, very informative, just massive place, just really, really nice. So I think this day they actually dropped the Disco 11, which was one of my top 2 pours of the trip, the other one being the Kelvin 60.
Not sure if he's still doing the
Finishing up setting the table up to 9, so if he gets me
Oh, you're fine.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, but you can actually tell when the mills are running. It'll tell you like what. I think actually you can see the weight adjusting because those are your tanks. So you see the weight adjusting, and you can see like right now that's the firmament.
After having a burger on the barbecue and walk out and watch them.
As you can see, Sam could not wait. He was anxious about thieving some of that whiskey, so he was the first one outside, raring to go.
Can you smell the mash a little bit?
Modern destination along the Bourbon Trail. We broke ground in 2014, began distilling in 2016, and my 20 just knows what's going through. That's what it says on the road. Alright, y'all, just
presentation.
to finish up my intro spiel, bunkered down. So we have 3 different capacities of those brick house we went over. We're standing on. So that's why at the bottom of the rick house, it's going to be about the same amount temperature-wise that it is outside. However, the top of the rick house, that's 7 story, it's going to be about 30 degrees hotter at any given point in time. So anything aging at the top of the rick house is typically going to prove close to 130 in our distillery by the end of its aging. And it's going to age quite a bit quicker than the base level of the rick house. So we're seeing...
Now, funny little side story. Sam needed a little bit more in his cup, and she thought I needed something too. And so I actually covered up my cup as much as I could because mine I had plenty. I just wanted more, but she noticed I had enough, so she didn't give me any more. We had a good laugh.
7th month of the year. So the 13th of July, 2019. I'll get to that later.
I said to my wife, she'd never been there. I'm like, I knew you like Tennessee. I'm like, but Kentucky's like everything Tennessee wishes it could be. I'm not downing Tennessee. I love Tennessee.
All right, we are pulling into Willett to have dinner there. Also, again, they're all beautiful properties, but you know this one as well had some nice outdoor seating. Probably my second favorite meal at a restaurant. I'm not typically a big on egg salad sandwich, but I had the egg salad sandwich. It was fantastic. It came highly recommended by everyone. I had the crawfish hush puppies with some remoulade sauce. Anyway, that was also really good. And they had a shrimp appetizer that was very, very good. But I highly recommend it. The menu changes. If they have the egg salad sandwich on the menu, get that. It was really, really good. So, but anyway, again, nice, beautiful spot, outdoor seating. And I say my favorite meal was our first meal at that Cuban restaurant, but this one was really good as well. All right, it's Friday morning. Stopped at this little coffee shop there in Louisville. We'll be headed to Frankfurt. But again, got some bourbon there, Breakfast at Champions. Forgot the name of this little coffee shop, but their sandwiches are pretty big, and they were pretty tasty.
Yeah, I think this is the entrance right here. Perfect.
All right, first stop, Castle and Key. Probably the coolest property that we were at. Again, really scenic, really beautiful. We got to play some cornhole and kind of walk the property. Had a nice little trail to it, nice stream. Again, just really cool. So whiskey, not a huge, not the biggest fan of. We did try a single barrel rye that they had that we all, liked, or the one I think we all liked it. Most of us did. But again, just a really beautiful spot, and a cool place to stop, stretch your legs.
We'll go take that camp right over there.
Oh, kid.
Oh, the water's a little murky when you go through it. It'll be real clean. That's just from the fall leaves, though.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely got different feel in the fall. That's good.
Now this is that trail I was talking about. We, come across this cool little house. Jeff, we need you to make this the next Airbnb for us, please. But again, that was a cool little trail to go on. Little gift shop there on site. So again, enjoyed the time there. All right, made it to Woodford. Not a tour or anything like that. Just see if they had anything that they were dropping. Went and hung out with the horses for a little bit. Tried to see if I could get this one to come up to me. Didn't work. However, they did have a really good chocolate old fashioned that they use with their double oak bourbon. Again, beautiful spot. Now, leaving Woodford, you pass by all these stables. You just see these nice homes, these stables where they keep their racehorses.
I was like the gates that they have in the front, too. Before we go to Whiskey Weekend, 2 years ago. Yeah. It's like if I do this for like 6 months before we go to Whiskey Weekend, I think I'll do like 30 people. It'll be a better time. And then with the whiskey, we get Josh Randall and...
Yep, you guessed it. Buffalo Trace. I cannot explain to you enough the smell, the beautiful smell that this place gets as soon as you step out of the vehicle. It is barbecue smoked with pecan wood, in my opinion. Just sweet, sweet, sweet smells. A huge shout out to Todd for putting this tour together for us. It was just really, really a special surprise that he was able to get us this tour. And just, you know, a big, big thank you for executive producer of Hello Again Whiskey Friends, Todd.
We'll try not to make you nervous.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either.
Tall people.
He was actually pointing to Ethan when he said that.
Finally use my superpower.
Let's say you and I are escaped.
The nice thing about being 5'8".
Sadly, I was only able to catch the end of Mr. Asaurus's happy dance in the Rick House. And we ended the tour with a tasting. These are the tasting rooms. Just your basic, simple Buffalo Trace products. However, they did have their bourbon cream along with a root beer that was really, really good. You mix them together, and it was very tasty. We have made it to our second Airbnb. This place was huge, and it was amazing. This is where we stayed Friday night, Saturday night for Bourbon on the Banks. As you can see, the view phenomenal. Plenty of room for everyone that's going to be there. It just kind of blew my mind. The video show you the different rooms. All rooms were decorated differently. The bathrooms were amazing. The room that we're actually making a joke about Sam in this little bed here coming up. Right there, yeah. That was, no one slept in it, but Sam could have fit. We're going to go upstairs. To the right is where Jeff and Dana stayed, and to the left, that's where Jeff and Dana stayed. Of course, the king got to have his balcony, right? So it was really, really cool to just kind of overlook everything, or be able to. Across the halls where Kelsey and I stayed, I liked the room. No windows, completely dark, and it had a TV, right?
Two beds here.
But we'll go on and show you the rest of it.
Oh, shit.
What now?
Oh, I got a song stuck in my head.
Oh.
It's pretty wild.
So we will need to use at least one of the bunks, I think. But let's kind of think this through now. Since we're in here, what do you guys think?
So, how many beds I have? That's a total of 8 beds we need. 3 solo.
And as you can see, well, you'll see it better here in a minute, and some videos later in this video, Blake has made his appearance along with Chris from Foregate. You see all those bottles? That is just a fraction of what he could have brought. And it's not even, again, there was more that you couldn't see as well. You'll see everything else here a little bit later. There's some more there, but it was just unbelievable. So big shout out to Blake and Chris and here's that gumbo I was telling y'all about that the Turks made. Beautiful, fantastic, very tasty. But people coming in and out. Big shout out to Navia, Darrell's daughter. But yeah, it was a fabulous time. Again, the amount of bottles you had to choose from, it was just insane. There's no way to taste them all as much as you wanted to. So, but people starting to show up. It's party time.
I appreciate that.
It's definitely one that drinks older than its proof, for sure. Man, that is really. The white track.
Today.
I got you guys.
Oh shit, that's what Diane was talking about, right?
Yeah. So I got you guys a 2-ounce pour of that. And
She gonna be down
shit,
there?
I have some bottles down there. I said we had a little get together while you guys.
It's because we bring 100 bottles.
250, no.
No. Last year's was so much better. And this, I was hyped for it. I was excited for it. We all should be hyped it. And they, like I just said, we should all have known when they started hyping it, when they did hype last year's.
Lots of fun. Alright, wait, I get one of you with.
Yes, Jen's cookies are amazing. Thank you, Jen. Now, not only does she not make amazing cookies, she can organize some bottles. So she had to make sure the table was nice and neat for us. We could easily access any bottle we wanted to pour, as well as, have a place to eat in the morning when the Turks made that amazing breakfast. But yeah, again, it was an insane amount of whiskey, and the bottles that were brought were also insane. So just amazing, more than you could ever hope for.
You'll be alright.
That's fine.
I can adjust and tilt. You're good.
Now this bottle, courtesy of Chris and Lil, is a pre-fire JW Dant. I like it anyway, but this pre-fire was even better. So cool that we all got to sign it. Norseman's OnlyDrams there. But thank you again, Chris and Lil, for sharing that. The next morning, off to Bourbon on the Banks. Nice little stroll, great weather, a good turnout. Love the event, love the festival. After the festival, we all came back for some more pours, and unfortunately this is our last night there. A lot of people have already left and starting to pack up some, and it starts to sink in. On our way to the Lexington airport, there's this castle that you can actually stay in, and that would be really, really cool to do.